Welcome to Local Gods. My name is Marco Liu.
And I'm James Han.
And today we have the honor of having fashion content creator Jeff Yamazaki.
Ooh. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
All right, Jeff. So I have to know, given your last name, are you related to the whiskey family? Does your family run a ranch somewhere where instead of Miyazaki beef, you guys do Yamazaki beef? Like, who is Jeff Yamazaki?
We own it all. We own the whiskey. There's a convenience store called Yamazaki Convenience Store.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
It's kind of a low-key, it's not as popular as 7-Eleven or Family Bar.
You're right.
The full name, it's the Yamazaki.
It's like Yamazaki, I think it just says Yamazaki.
Yeah,
it's very
you're
convenient.
right.
It's like a lot smaller.
And you guys sell bread too, right?
Bread.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good for bread and dessert, if you guys didn't know.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. I thought it was a family business.
So, whiskey, we got the convenience store. What was the other one you mentioned? Yamazaki. The beef.
Yeah, because everyone knows Miyazaki Wagyu, but like, is there Yamazaki Wagyu too?
There isn't. But I'm surprised there's a lot of Yamazaki. As I got older, I started to realize there's a lot of people named Yamazaki.
For sure.
It's cool. Because I never met anyone that's Yamazaki here in LA or in the US. So, but for me, I'm just second generation Japanese American. My parents immigrated, I think in the 80s, so during the bubble. So my dad went to grad school for printing and graphic design, and then his professor there was in the U.S. and then asked him, "Hey, you want to come out to the U.S.?" And he said yes, and he's been here ever since. And born and raised in Los Angeles, went to school in PV, born and raised around South Bay, where a lot of all the Japanese people were in Lawrence. Went to Japanese school on Saturdays, so that's why I could thankfully speak Japanese. That really helped me what I do now. And then went to Santa Barbara for school, and then came back to PV for a few years, and actually met my wife studying abroad in Japan my senior year of college. Okay. And then she ended up moving out here.
That sounds very magical, like I was telling you.
It worked
part
out.
of the plan?
Part of the plan. And she was a huge part of my content creating journey.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Huge.
How so? Well,
so it was COVID. It started in COVID 2020. And we were both bored. I remember just sitting on a beanbag chair. Because a lot of times back in the day, I'm just doing nothing. Yeah. Just going to work and then chilling afterwards. But I was scrolling through Instagram, like, I feel like we could do this. Seeing a little bit more Asian men's fashion creators. I'm like, oh, I feel like I could do this. And me and my wife were kind of brainstorming. Her name is Naomi, by the way. And I was working at a animation it was under Sony. It's called Aniplex. So we bring all the rights from Japan for animation, and then we sell them to Netflix and Crunchyroll. And I was working there at the time, and then Sony had a family discount for all their cameras. And so we just got the family discount, and we're like, Naomi, you gotta get behind the camera, and you do all the editing.
You employed her.
Yeah.
She was voluntold.
And she learned on the job. Wow. We went to go shoot Saturday, Sundays, like the typical influencer, put all like 4 or 5 outfits in the car. Right. And then go shoot 2-3 hours in the morning and then edit and post. And I've been doing that for almost like every weekend for a year and a half.
Like you would go to one location or several locations?
Every morning just be one location or around it. So Arts District was kind of a popular spot. But back in the day, it was a lot more photos. No video yet. And so we got to shoot a week's worth or a couple days worth of content during the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, wake up and then shoot content like crazy. And during COVID, we weren't doing anything. And so it took a while to gain traction, but it worked out.
Were you part of the lookbook.nu world? Because I think for a lot of people that grew up in the internet age, that was like the first sense of like, oh, these are not necessarily runway models or people that were high profile commercially signed, but they're just normal people that had a good sense of fashion, know how to dress. Like, were you part of that, or were you aware of it? Like, how did this, or did you literally just stumble into it?
I had to, first of all, the lookbook, I had to look it up. I think.
Yeah, are we that old? Holy crap.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know what that is.
My God.
Sorry, Mark.
Sorry.
You don't know lookbook.nu?
No.
I don't know
Was it
what
pretty
NU.
So in the late 2000s, early 2010s, like people like Yoshi Sudarso, Adrian Sudarso, I think those are like two of the biggest Asian American models to come out of that scene. Like they're brothers, the Sudarso brothers, and I think they helped establish that Asian American guys that know how to dress. And they were at the cutting edge of fashion. Like you literally see it everywhere, and that kind of flowed into the whole, what's that like emo like website that all the kids would go on
MySpace?
to? Tumblr.
Tumblr. Oh, Tumblr.
Yeah. It kind of like dovetailed with Tumblr, as far as I know. But yeah, that was something that came to mind where it's like, is it literally organic, or is it something that you saw modeled for you?
Oh, I see. So I think after Lookbook, it was obviously Tumblr, and then MySpace, and then Facebook, and then Instagram, and then TikTok. And I was somewhere in between Facebook and Instagram. But during that time, I was nowhere near fashion. I was very shy, like growing up. And so I never liked to like stand out. And part of that was even fashion too. I feel like we could talk about that later. But throughout my whole high school, middle high school, college years, I just wore like jeans and graphic tees all the time. And then as I got older, I realized how important it is to dress well. And seeing guys on Instagram or Facebook or Instagram showcase their outfits to the world, I was like, oh man, when I realized I could start, it's like, oh man, these people dress really well. And growing up, I never seen a lot of Asian Americans around my age, like 18, 19, 20, that dressed well and dressed well enough to like showcase it, and seeing it regularly on a feed or anything. I didn't get that experience at all. So I feel like that part of like fashion I never got exposed to.
Yeah, who was fresh back then for you? Like who's like,
ooh,
you know,
there was no Asian guys. There's a guy named Adam Gallagher. He's like OG men's fashion, like super OG. Before, if you meet like OG people, maybe that's like 10, 15 years ago, he was before then. And he was kind of around my age, fairly young, and dressed really well, kind of style that I liked, kind of minimal, kind of European, not very street.
I remember him on lookbook.nu. That's
really?
Yeah.
And I saw him, and that's where I kind of felt like, wow, this guy dresses really well. And just the fact, he's a good-looking dude, but his outfits and how it fit on him looked really good, and I wanted to do that. But back in the day, I had no money. Like all of us, in high school, I had no money, and you can't afford any of that stuff. And so I tried when I had that motivation, like, oh, I want to dress like this dude, but then didn't have the money. And even when I did have kind of the money to ask my parents, like, oh, can we go shopping? None of the clothes fit, like H&M.
Dang, yeah, because there was no oversized. It's all like super fitted.
There's also, there's still fitted, but like the torso is too big or the shoulders are too big. It's definitely made for a mass market American like demographic.
Yeah.
And it never fit. I was a really skinny kid growing up, and I used to back in high school, I used to double up my shirts, like my t-shirts.
Oh yeah, that was very common. Yeah,
I felt so uncomfortable with just one, so I double up my shirt.
Because there's too much air flowing through your armpits and your torso and your shirts. Yeah, I understand.
And that's before like the baggy like style was very popular. And even in my jeans, because I was so skinny, a lot of the denim didn't fit me. I would wear shorts underneath to like kind of fill the space.
That's crazy. I did that so I would always be prepared to play basketball. I didn't do it because I was too skinny, which I was.
So you weren't Anchor Blue or Expresses
like target audience. Anchor Blue,
right?
That
like
is old school.
Like it's kind of digging in the crates. But now that you're on this side of menswear and fashion, how would you mentioned something really interesting, which is like you realize the importance of dressing. And I feel like there's a lot of people where even as grown adults, it's still an abstract to them. So if you had to explain to someone who is trying to up their style game, who is trying to take their fashion more seriously, how would you explain the importance of dressing well as a man?
Ooh. I think once you leave your social circle, like your friends, that's when it starts to count a lot. And I think back in the day, I was only among like my friends all the time. And so I didn't really care about how I looked because everyone was kind of already accepting. But once I started going to the professional world, to my 9-to-5 job, or going to events, or getting invited by friends to go hang out with new friends, the first impression is so important. I think it's so understated. And when people don't verbally express, you don't dress very well. But I think mentally you're like,
clock it. You're like,
all right, this guy is like, he knows how to dress well. Or I think dressing well also shows like, you take care of yourself. You do like your grooming, or you take care of your teeth. You take care of like, how nice your shoes look. I think it shows different parts of your lifestyle or your life without like verbally saying it. And so when you meet new people in the beginning, I think it's just a unconscious thing that everyone looks and figures out. And when it comes to your professional setting or even with friends, that first impression is so important, and it opens so many doors just because I think you dress well.
That's true. Like, how much are you going to trust a dude who has like on his t-shirt, the collar's all crinkly and shit, you know? You went nicely pressed, you know?
If your attorney is looking like that,
That's what I'm saying. You're disheveled. Your work's going to be disheveled. I can't trust you.
Or your real estate agent comes in with a nice car. Like, those are the small things that really matter, I feel like. And we don't like to say it out loud, but I think clothes make a huge statement.
Yeah.
That's really, I think it's both simple yet profound, because as you were saying, a lot of people, if they're just used to being around the same people all the time, they're not too worried about that.
Right.
But if you're constantly being introduced to new people or being in environments where you have to showcase yourself, that's important. Off of that, I was curious, do you have a certain philosophy to how you dress? Because some people, they'll dress like they're putting on clothes as armor or as uniform or as self-expression.
Ooh, I think more confidence.
Okay.
Okay.
I had, as I said, I was super shy. Middle school, high school, college. I never raised my hand during school, ever. And during college, I never visited office hours because I didn't want to talk with like a professor or someone above me.
Yeah.
Because I was so worried about what they think, or feeling like, I'm not smart enough. So I was really, the confidence level was very low growing up. And I think part of it, maybe it's just me as a human being, like how I grew up, but also my Japanese American like identity. It really made me want to like kind of step back a little, like not show off a lot. And that kind of translated over me to really being in the shadows a lot, just staying low key as much as possible. And as that happened, my confidence was very low. And throughout the years, my 20s, I was still not as confident. But when I started doing this content thing and started to dress a lot better, stepping out of the house, you feel the confidence and like just like putting your shoes on and leaving the door. The confidence is like, oh man, if I don't do anything good today, I'm already dressed well. And that gave me the confidence to, when I go to an event or to meet someone new, like, okay, this is my presentation. It's already good, as good as it gets. And I feel like I don't have to prove anything to any more people. And that kind of gives me inner confidence to like do whatever I want. And that is my favorite thing that happened once I started dressing better.
Is there like a compliment that you can get that really just
just
tickles your, I don't know, just really, really just gets you going.
The best is when you're in New York City and people compliment your outfit. That's the best. Like,
so a stranger, it has to be a stranger, not your friends.
Yeah, stranger, and in a city where like fashion matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And New York City I just came back New York City 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I had like 2 people come up to me like, "Oh, I like your fit." And that was like, dang, especially in New York City, in Soho.
Okay.
Okay, but what if they look bummy? If they look hella bummy, and their shoes looking crusty,
I still take the compliment.
It's still cool. Okay,
but
nice.
The one it was in Chinatown. I was waiting for these rice rolls, like this rice roll cart.
Sure.
And there was an Asian guy that was standing with me, waiting for his food, and then he actually worked at Acne Studio.
Cool.
Well, we ended up talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I love your fit," and just that was like, man. That's nice.
Yeah.
Like those compliments. I think guys in general don't get compliments in that way. And when you get a compliment in New York, in Soho, by another Asian guy that's dressed
you
well,
respect them as well. Yeah.
Like, wow. And it makes you want to, keep dressing well. And I think that little bits of like confidence boosting compliments, like it helps out.
Okay, speaking of like that, what do you think? I saw one of your videos, like the male gaze, dressing for the male gaze versus the female gaze. Like, what's something that? What was my question around that? I don't know. Do you think that's like legit?
Real?
Do you think that's for real?
I think so, in a certain way. My wife does like the more proper, clean look when we go out for a date.
So that's the difference. Being more for female gaze is proper.
I think it's more
versus more.
Not for every girl. It depends.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the girl for sure.
Yeah.
For me, I like wearing kind of like baggier, kind of a little slightly street, but still true to like my like style. But when I wear like some fitted.
Like a suit,
like wool, like a suit or a wool pants with a nice polo and a nice jacket, and everything's like slim but very clean. The proportions are nice. My wife likes that with like a nice leather jacket that's not oversized or anything. That proper look also hits. I think if the proportions look nice, but for the male gaze, I think. The performative male outfit. I like it.
Okay.
That, baggy jeans with the cool accessories and your matcha in one hand. Like, I like it. I think it's just like the personality of that person, but how those people dress, I do like it.
Just don't have a labubu hanging out the side. That's a little too much. But I love how you're distinguishing the differences. And would you agree that I've heard a lot of people say this, that a 3-piece suit or just a well-fitting formal outfit is to women what lingerie is to men? It's visually stimulating. Like,
I think so.
Okay.
Like, I feel like suits and lingerie. There's not much you could kind of stray away from. It's literally lingerie or is it like just suits. There's nothing like crazy.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And when you look at it, the suit, a well-tailored suit. I've gone through experiences where a suit doesn't look good or you get it off the rack. And recently I started getting a little bit nicer quality at around like $1,000 and the quality completely changes.
Oh, yeah.
And I think to your question, it makes a big difference when you get a really nice looking suit. And I think from a female gaze, I feel like any guy looks really good. I feel like a guy looks so clean and so professional in a suit when it's really nicely tailored. And the fabric, I think a lot of guys don't understand how big of a difference the fabric of clothes. Back in the day when I started like content with fashion, I was like, oh, fabric, H&M, whatever, they all look the same. They're all made from the same thing. They kind of are like 100% cotton, but when you see the fabrics made in $1,000 suit versus like a 500, it flows different.
It's true. Even how it lasts. My parents have a dry cleaners, and all the cheaper suits, they were pilling by like, you know, a few months.
Right.
Whereas to like the nicer suits, more you know, the Armani suits, no pilling.
Yeah.
At all.
The quality, yeah, it definitely lasts longer and just feels good on your body when you wear it, and the drape is very nice, very different.
Ooh, well, one thing that I think would be interesting, like if I, like, do you have friends in your life that you were like, man, I wish you could just dress a little better? Okay, think about that friend.
Okay,
think about that friend, and if they finally were to give in and be like, all right, Jeff, help me out. What would you first try to improve or try to, you know, what's the first item you're gonna be like, hey, you gotta invest into this because this is what is gonna elevate your whole thing?
Right. First off, throw away old shirts or denim that you've been wearing 5 years. These guys, I have friends that, there's one good friend that reached out. Exactly what you said. Friends since elementary school.
Wow.
Like, I want to improve my outfit.
Okay.
And I made them like a whole PDF of like what you should like kind of go by
stuff, man.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
amazing.
It was fun.
Guide.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, like even for me in college, I wore the same pair of denim. I had like 2 pairs of denim. Wore it 4 years. I guess maybe not 4 years, but when it like went bad, I would buy the same thing. I was wearing the same denim, same graphic tee, same Patagonia jacket all the time. And so you first have to throw away those pieces, because even if I give you advice and you buy these things, you go straight back to what's comfortable. But if you don't have those comfort pieces, then you have to try the new thing. And so one big thing is like throw away the shirt that has the holes, or it's kind of like scrunchy, like what you're saying, or the t-shirts that you've been wearing a little bit too long. Throw those away, and then start purchasing pieces. And not buy everything all at once, one piece at a time. And it starts as easy as like a shirt, like a t-shirt. A t-shirt from like a graphic tee from Target versus what I like to recommend always, like a Uniqlo U t-shirt, like basic stuff. Solid. Very cheap, but the cut, the fabric, totally different. It'll change how you see yourself in a white tee. And once you start working on just a t-shirt level, then you start layering like a button-down shirt, and then a jacket, and then you go to your pants, and then to your socks. But a lot of the times it's like one piece at a time. Once you get comfortable with one piece, you move on to the next one. I made the mistake a long time ago when I had no money and shopping with my dad. I was just like, oh yes, I got my dad like credit card. Let me buy everything. And then a lot of times when you're putting stuff on your clothes, on yourself in the dressing room, it looks so good in the dressing room,
right? Yeah.
And you get home and you're like, oh, this doesn't look as good as it looked good in the store. And I think that happens a lot. So I always recommend like one piece at a time, slowly. And I think buying clothes is expensive for even my age, like early 30s. I think people are starting to get a little bit more money in their early 30s, but the 20s, clothes is expensive.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
But I think it's like a slow step process, and it takes so long to find your style or find what you like. And so like patience is also a big one.
Yeah, because for me, I have plenty of friends where I'm like, damn, you need to upgrade your outfit. I mean, yeah. But where I'm trying to get at this is I don't know what it takes for like I want them to go from the clothes are wearing them to they are wearing the clothes. That's where I'm trying to get at, because I could suggest a whole bunch of stuff, and I think the throwing away actually is a pretty good piece of advice, because I might suggest, I have a few friends I might suggest that too, but recondo it. Yeah. But like, I don't know, like when it comes to like finding your own style, finding your own voice, you're gonna explore different things, but I mean, do you have like little cheat sheets, like, hey, maybe do like those color things that matches your skin tone? You know what I'm talking about? The thing in Korea they do,
right?
Or like, do you know, or do you have like all right, like, what do you want to come off as? Like, do you have things that you're, asking your friends, you know, if you want to be a badass motherfucker, like get a leather jacket then, you know, like play that character.
Right.
Yeah. Are you saying that kind of stuff? Like what's going on in your mind?
I don't. A lot of friends don't come for me for advice. I think it's still very. It's like a high hurdle to start dressing out of nowhere, dressing better out of nowhere. I think a lot of guys are either too shy or feel like, oh, it's not gonna
change anything.
Not gonna change anything. Yeah, and it starts all up here. I think mentally. Yeah. Why do you want to dress better? Is it you want to dress better in a professional setting or for your dating life? I think that's where it has to start. There's got to be a reason why you want to dress better. I think it's impossible to just dress better out of nowhere. And until like that friend that reached out, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy probably thought of for a long time to ask me, and so I put like the effort to like, okay, this is what you got to do. But my like general advice for guys that want to start dressing well is find an inspiration on back in the day lookbook, but now
they call it Pinterest nowadays.
Instagram. Plenty of choices.
Right. Yeah. But now it's like Instagram, and the fact that there's so many, if you're an Asian American guy or any ethnicity, any race, there's a guy that looks very similar to you on social media now.
Okay. Are there any like prototypes that you can name right now, like outside of yourself? Like, are there some people
I wrote a list because I want to shout out some people.
Yeah. Please, okay. Perfect. I'd love to do that.
Let's see.
While you're looking that up, this is a question that comes up a lot these days because everything's so expensive. Do you think it's possible to, get new items and cycle out things while still not breaking the bank? Because that's like, Uniqlo is already pretty affordable, but some people, they shop at Costco or Target because it just hurts their wallet less.
Right. There is the fast fashion, I forget, like H&M, but also the online fast fashion or GU. GU's still online, but they have one in New York. But there are places now that are so cheap that it's easy to experiment with cheaper clothes and outfits. And that's what I used to do, like very cheap. I used to shop exclusively like Uniqlo, like in the beginning of my like content creator journey, because I would just wear cheaper clothes all the time, from Uniqlo to Zara, and occasionally, I forget what the websites are. Like, it wasn't like Boohoo Man, but like some that type
I know what you're
Oh, ASOS, like ASOS.
Yeah.
You see some ASOS like $15 jeans, if you want to try experiment something, like, legit cheap. Very cheap, but not good for the environment. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes to start that journey.
There's a cost.
Yeah, but using ASOS to like pick your staple, like I don't know if like getting the cheap stuff, I don't know if it's gonna accomplish what guys want in terms of like building their outfit. I think the question I would probably say it's not. I don't know if it's possible if you're not gonna save up for a piece. See. I don't think you can upgrade.
But it sounds like part and parcel to that, like there needs to be some money spent, but there also needs to be some experimentation because very few people hit 100% of the time, right? So you're basically saying take time to plan this out, because as you were saying in the very beginning, a lot of people, they never graduate from the high school sense of like, oh, I'm just gonna throw something on.
Right. Yeah, that's 100% true. I think both same, like the fact that you got to invest in your clothes, it's totally true. But if you're telling someone to spend like hundreds of dollars to start their journey, it's like not gonna happen.
Yeah. That's a little lame.
But I totally understand. Like I started like cheap, like Uniqlo or even Target, and then once you feel confident to be like, oh, this is a nice shirt, maybe let's upgrade this, and then I'll buy like a $40 white tee or a $100 jacket, and then you start realizing, oh, this button-down shirt, I could get it at like H&M for like $10-15, and I could go somewhere else and buy a $200 button-down shirt, but I started realizing it's practically the same thing from the outside, but once you start seeing like the quality in the fabric and where it's coming from, the story behind it, I think that's kind of like very advanced. You like you have so much clothes, or you're so advanced, like in your outfits already, that you want that extra level of like the storytelling of the clothes, where it's coming from.
Yeah, I remember I got this like I got like a cord, this like button down from APC. Spent, it was very expensive, but when I first tried it on, I was like, okay, it looks exactly like the one I see at Uniqlo. But because I was at the mall, I purchased it. I went to Uniqlo and I held it next to each other, and I was like, oh, there's a big difference, like weight.
Right.
Of the AP, you know, this one way weightier. The stitching, even the shade, the type of dye that they're putting on this fabric. You're not going to get this shade for whatever reason. This is probably, you know, all the textile companies have this certain forest green, but not this shade of forest with some mint on it, you know? And like the stitching of it and the different cuts, because they have their, what do you call those? The pack, you know, it's just being it's just fits so differently.
Right. But also when you wear it, how do you feel when you wear something from like Acne Studios or like?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like a
boss.
You know, that's what I feel like.
I once got a Rick Owens top, and I was like, oh, this is what the uber rich feel like all the time.
Oh, damn, you got some Rickies?
I was like, oh my. I had never worn a garment with that type of feel before. Yeah, it does change the way you look at yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you can't just go straight into like a Rick Owens jacket.
That's crazy.
Or like even if it looks like a black denim jacket from them,
yeah.
it's like you don't appreciate what you're wearing. And I think you have to go through your like that journey.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I remember that $40 black denim jacket I wore. And it's like it looked good. But then you keep on like elevating your outfits, and then you make it to like a Rick Owens piece, and you wear it like, damn, this looks damn good.
Yeah.
And you feel good, and you feel confident on the streets. And I think that going through that process is so key.
For sure. You said you had some people you want to shout out. So these are people that are inspiring to you?
Inspiring to me and to other people that have different body types.
You know, perfect. Yeah, that's
big,
super helpful.
Tall, short. This guy actually helped me start my content creator journey. So he's always number one. Nick Urtiaga. He's a Filipino American. He's he styles more for bigger men. He's like around like 5'10 ish.
Okay.
He wears like XXL.
Nice.
So
I could probably learn a lot from him too. I wear like XL.
XL stuff. Yeah. Eugene Park, this guy I met recently. Yes. He does a lot of vintage styling, but he's also more a bigger side. So he gives you like more confidence to wear things that a lot of more like the slimmer people wear, but he just rocks it really well. Even vintage stuff. You might know. Do you know Francis Kenneth? FK.
Francis Kenneth?
He's like an OG like streetwear guy, and he's been in the game for a long time, and he's someone that I always looked up to. He's like very cool streetwear. It's like, oh, I wish back in the day before I started, like I wish I could dress like him. Good inspiration, like aspirational, and also like younger guys like Andy Yen. He's like more Gen Z, also Gen Z type people. It's good to like see different generations and kind of incorporate here and there. Yeah, a guy I met in New York, Derek Stanley. A guy in Las Vegas, Johnny Tai. Brian Chan's up in San Francisco. He does more menswear, like proper menswear.
Oh wow!
And another recent guy, Andrew Polo. He's kind of like similar to my vibe.
It's a cool name, Andrew Polo.
Andrew Polo, yeah. But all these guys are mainly all Asian American, different heights, different sizing. And so I always recommend, like, there's someone out there that look just so like you, and that has the same style as you, or the style that you want to wear. Yeah. And I think that's the greatest thing of social media right now, is that the amount of Asian American men showcasing their style, which is amazing.
I noticed your accessories. Oh, yeah. Like, are you into watches? Like,
starting to do a lot of watches. It's a
yeah.
It's a like a deep end.
Oh, you're becoming a horologist.
Yeah,
right?
horologist.
Horologist. You pronounce the H or not?
I don't know.
Or
It's man. Once you get into watches, it's never going back.
Yeah,
it's an expensive hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been working mainly with Seiko.
I love Seikos, bro.
Seiko. I think we all grew up.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah,
wearing
first watch
Seikos.
Seiko.
Yeah,
First watch,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I'm learning more about the Seiko brand, and it's not just your $15 Amazon Seiko. Now it's like the whole gamut of from $10 all the way to
Grand
Grand Seiko. Yeah, Grand Seiko, 5, 10, 15, 20,000.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch in between too, which is really fun to learn. And me, as doing like a lot of the Japanese content, I've been trying to stick with more of the Japanese watch brands. Because everyone else does the Rolex and the APs and they can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm trying to focus on like the Seiko or the Citizen and push
Is Citizen a Japanese brand?
It is Japanese.
Oh,
interesting.
I think the major ones are Seiko, Citizen, Orient, and there's a lot more smaller like minor brands that are coming up in Japan. A lot of, well, if we talk about Japanese culture, like the craftsmanship, there's like guys who would do like couple pieces, like 3-4 pieces a year, and then sell it for like really expensive amount of money. But I think Japanese watchmaking is very, very, very high quality, something that rivals European or Swiss watch brands.
Reliable, good value. This is all a great segue into the Japanese side of your journey, because that's such a hallmark of your personal brand and your heritage too. So what has traveling to Japan and just being in the Japanese fashion world, like how has that affected the way you look at fashion? Because American, like there's obviously a lot of influence from America on modern Japanese fashion, but like what have you learned just being more plugged in than most people?
I think the fit and silhouette, the proportions, I think you learn a lot very quick in Japanese like fashion. Everything, I think Japanese guys are a little bit shorter on average, but a lot of the really well-dressed Japanese people, they look very good.
Yes.
In like baggy clothes. Because I think a lot of people think if you're short and wear baggy clothes, it's just going to make you shorter, so it's not good. But if you look at Japanese creators or Japanese fashion creators, you have to actually go look for them. They occasionally pop up on Explore page, but there's a ton of them, and you could learn a lot about proportions, and they look very well with those baggy styling, but they're like 5'6", 5'5", 5'6".
Really?
And so it all depends on the cut or the proportions, or how like where your sleeve or the shoulder looks. It's like very niche, and it takes a while to learn. But these Japanese people, they spend a lot of money growing up in fashion. A lot of young people spend a lot of money.
They got Purple Label out there.
Purple Label, yeah.
Dang.
I'm surprised, like, because the average salary of Japanese people are maybe like much lower than the U.S. So, and you're making not much, maybe like 900 yen, so like $8
Oh, geez.
So it's not that much money, but they spend so much on fashion early on, and I think that helps them dress really well into their 20s and 30s. But I think fashion in Tokyo is really good. I also like to want to say that outside of Tokyo, fashion is just like anywhere else in the world, where it's like
I didn't
casual, normal.
Wow.
Just nothing crazy. It's just like normal people outfits. But then in Tokyo, it just seems like, everyone is dressed so well in Japan. And I'll give you that we don't dress in tank tops or like shorts or like gym shorts out in public. I think that's just more.
Rarely see any shorts.
Really shorts, yeah. Even in the summer.
Yeah.
And I think that's just more of like the homogenous like society of not wearing those specific pieces that kind of is, maybe it's not offensive per se, but it's not like you're not presenting yourself very well.
It's unbecoming. It's a little like not as It's not your 100%.
Right. It's like I feel there's like a lot of respect in that culture, even
Mhm.
just in Asian culture in general. But if you're coming into an office with just like athleisure wear or a tank top or kind of shorts, it's kind of like there's like that respect thing that you want to show respect to the other person, also by like your manners, but also what you wear. And I think that also shows you why Japanese people care about their clothes so much. And that's what I learned a lot in Tokyo, just dressing well or trying harder. I think when I'm in Japan, every morning I like...
What do you mean try harder?
Try harder. Literally, the thing you were saying was just not putting stuff on just for the sake of it. You really like plan, like, okay, so this color coordinates with like my hat, or like my shirt is like this fabric goes well with this denim fabric. And I consciously wake up in the morning and be like, oh, what am I going to wear? What's my fit going to be today? And that never happened in LA. Never. And I think I go quite often now where that happens, and I kind of built that muscle. And so now in LA, I would try a little bit harder, because it's still hard when I come back here because it's so chill and casual.
Put on a hoodie and call it a day.
Yeah. And like a trucker hat.
Right.
That's cool. That's the LA casual style, surfer, skater style.
Yeah.
But in Japan, it makes me try a lot harder. And I think part of it is like also the city aspect of you have to walk everywhere. In LA, you're in your car.
Yes.
And if you're going to an event, okay, you dress up. But if you're going to the coffee shop, Trader Joe's, grocery shopping, like who cares types of vibe. And it's like a good and bad thing. But for me, as like my style, I like merging that Japanese style with like the American style all at the same time.
I love how you covered the cultural and philosophical differences, because I think anyone that visits Japan, that's the thing that if you're observant, it hits you in the face. Like it's a completely different system and different sense of what's important versus like, you know, what's priority. Like the idea of being conscientious and even thinking about others and your actions and how you dress is such a big... It's like, I think for a lot of Americans, it's like, whoa, they never think about it at all.
Have you guys been to Japan?
I have.
I have.
Yeah, I went there for a tour.
Oh,
like a 5-city tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Around Asia or just in Japan?
No, in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Went to Miyazaki, Osaka, Tokyo. I forget the other two cities, but it was for like a music concert tour.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was cool. I had raw chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
In was it Osaka or Miyazaki? I don't remember. But that joint was delicious and freaky at the same time. Yeah, I never thought I'd say that I had raw chicken, but yeah.
I've actually never tried that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite city? Because I think when people talk about Tokyo, I think that's what made your comment so interesting. Like, for a lot of people, they only go to Tokyo. And for a lot of people that are really into style and fashion, like that's like Disneyland for them. But do you have a favorite city in Japan, and why?
I used to like Shibuya.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day,
yeah.
I think everyone knows Shibuya.
Yeah.
And I think just in general, I enjoy Shibuya, but as I got more into going to like specific clothing brands and stores, I realized everything is in and around Shibuya.
True.
Like, I always thought it was just kind of like a big landmark of Japan. Go there.
The crossing.
The crossing and everything. But I realized a lot of the big fashion brands or clothing brands do have a store there, or in Harajuku. Because Harajuku is like sort of connected to Shibuya. And there's a lot of cool small shops in between those two little cities or two little districts. And every time I go back and take all the videos, it's 95% is like in that little area. And so if you do your research within those two sections, then you'll find like a majority of what you would want to shop for fashion there.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
What about like watch stores?
Ooh, watch store.
That's what I'm curious about.
Interesting.
You like watches?
I'm getting into it as well. Yeah.
Do you buy any like vintage or used
my current target is I want to get a vintage Cartier.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I know I'm gonna have to dish out at least 5-7 G's allegedly.
Uh-huh.
But I don't want to.
You want to get a
tank?
tank?
Yeah,
or
maybe a tank.
Santos.
Yeah, probably tank or Santos. Yeah, one of those.
There's a place called Nakano Broadway, which if you just search vintage watches in Japan, that's like the first spot that always comes up. And that's always what I always recommend is going there. If you definitely want to go like Rolex or Cartier, the nicer brands, that's like a great place to get market research. And then around town, like whether it's Shibuya, Harajuku, Ebisu, Shinagawa, there's little small pockets of watch
like
stores.
a watch district.
There's watch district. I would say like Nakano Broadway is like just huge, ton of vintage watches. But then around town, there's all these small shops that have their own personal collection of pieces that you would like look around, and you might find like a gem that's there that you might find. But if you just want
like a classic,
this is like a Rolex Submariner or like Cartier Santos or Take.
Yeah.
You go to Nakano Broadway, it's crazy. It's like a huge glass container like this, and it's rows of Rolex of the same model.
It's like a candy store, man.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And it's not just one store. It's maybe like 10, 15 stores. Just
wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
I feel like we can't talk about Japanese fashion, even watches, without talking about thrifting, which is a huge aspect of fashion. Like, being in Japan and engaging in, like, specifically in Shibuya and Harajuku, like, has it changed the way you look at thrifting? And because, like, some people, like myself, I feel like thrifting takes a lot of time and I don't have as trained of an eye. But my experience in Japan is always, like, the culture in Japan is they take such good care of their stuff, so you feel less anxiety about Yeah,
that's true. The taking care is very big, and there's a lot of secondhand stores all around the city. And I think any person that wants to get a cheaper option, you could go to places like Trayfac or Second Street. But something that I've noticed recently is it's like not that cheap. Not as cheap as you expect, because a lot of the times, I guess a lot of the good stuff is all coming from the U.S. At the end of the day,
that's hilarious.
Bro.
If you go to like Shimokitazawa, which is
a
lot of the vintage stores that sell vintage pieces, they're going to the U.S. shopping at Rose Bowl Flea Market. Or
down the street?
Down the street, or like there's even in the U.S. there's actual businesses that only cater to secondhand like resellers.
Oh, so it's not even available.
You can't even go
to public.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Some you can go public, but some there's just like warehouses full of like really good stuff that only people who have second like stores could go and buy these pieces.
Wow.
And these Japanese people, if you ever go to Rose Bowl Flea Market early enough, you'll see Japanese people with their like light. Picking up stuff.
Like people straight from Japan.
Straight from Japan, yeah.
Don't take it back.
Yeah.
They're trained professionals that they know exactly what they're looking for.
Yes.
Oh, I've
100%.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've gone early once, and I was scared. It's very intimidating.
Yeah, it's very intimidating.
Yeah.
And those are the pieces that they ship out back to Japan, because it's not cheap here either.
Yeah.
But then they bring it to Japan, and they obviously mark it up, and people still buy that. And a lot of it is these Japanese people who love UCLA 1959, like the shirts that you can't get anymore.
Okay.
But then they'll buy it for like 8,000 yen, 9,000 yen. Like $60 shirt for a 50-year-old shirt that's kind of tattered, but that's the charm of it. And so I don't personally shop a lot vintage in Japan. I think if you want really good pieces, it's still kind of expensive. Like you could find just normal stuff like from Uniqlo, like secondhand Uniqlo, which is even cheaper. And I think if you want to do that kind of stuff, it's doable. You get cheaper mall brand stores. That kind of vibe, you could find those a little bit cheaper in Japan.
You know, like Japan and Korea are still one of those places where when I go, I feel like I'm able to catch on to trends before they hit America.
Ooh.
Do you feel like Japan is still one of those places, or do you think it's London, Paris, like where, you know, or is it LA or, you know, or New York? Where are the places that you're starting to notice? Oh, I think they're starting to start more trends, or like I'm starting to pick up on these things.
I think Korea.
Korea right now? Oh, snap, my peoples.
Yeah, Korea.
Okay.
Korea.
Book a one-way ticket, man.
I love Korea. I think their fashion, I think it's more cultural too. I think Japanese people still, I think they still dress for Japanese people, like just for themselves. But I think Korea, they have a little bit more leeway, I believe, in how they express themselves. And that comes out in their clothes. Their clothes, especially stuff like, that's not even clothes, like Gentle Monster.
Yes.
Like their sunglasses. It's so out there. But they're bringing that stuff to the U.S. and then really changing the styling of like frames into something really into the future. And I see that with other Korean brands. Like I started, there's a brand called Post Archive Faction. They do collabs with like On Running and very interesting, like kind of Gentle Monster, like sci-fi, like kind of like futuristic vibes. And I think, well, from what I always see, like Korean brands are always pushing the envelope in terms of fashion, and it's really fun to see stuff coming out from Korea. And their branding and marketing is just like so fun to watch. And I think for Japan, it's still, I think just entertainment in general, they're still marketing towards Japanese people, not to people outside of Japan.
Can you explain that in greater detail? Like for people where it's like, I don't know what that means. Marketing to Japanese people?
Yeah, so the perfect example is the acting or the film industry in Japan. A lot of people, when I don't typically enjoy Japanese acting because it's like over the top.
A little theatrical, dramatic. Yeah.
And if you see Korean acting around the same time, it's a lot more like Hollywood styling acting. And so that just shows you that Korea is trying to make film for the world. Because obviously Hollywood's like #1 place making film. But Japan, they're still acting in that certain specific way for the Japanese people, because Japanese people like that style. I think it's slowly changing, but I think that translates over to other aspects in the entertainment world, whether it's like fashion, music, and it's still hard to, I think it's still like seeing Japanese music coming out to the US, it's not as big as K-pop or like that, because I still think music is still made for Japanese people.
Got it.
And so I think fashion also still, I think just in general, that kind of mentality is still in Japan, but I'm hopeful that it starts changing and becomes more global. And at least the one good thing that Japan has really done well going outside of Japan is animation or anime. And I think those are kind of my thinking when it comes to like, oh, Japanese people make things for Japanese people still.
I think as a Japanese American in LA, it's a very interesting time to be connected to Japan and be part of that culture. So with anime, like Chainsaw Man has been a big film in 2025. And of course, in LA, everyone who isn't a Dodgers fan is now a Dodgers fan.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that make you like reflect on your own identity and your culture? And like obviously you made a choice to lean into your Japaneseness for your brand. Like how do you make sense of all that?
Yeah, so proud. Man, I think when I was little, I went to Japanese school, and young Jeff always told myself, like, one day speaking Japanese is going to pay off. One day. And I think a lot of other Japanese people, they kind of like stop talking Japanese.
Yeah.
And I felt like Japan has good enough, like the culture is so interesting and the entertainment is so good that one day it's gonna like blow up in the US. And I feel like it's finally here. Like once COVID stopped and then people started traveling, and I realized people from like middle America are traveling to Japan.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's like super mainstream, and I'm so glad that I stuck with like learning and speaking Japanese, and so that I could go back and bring that culture and show it to the US. And people like, you know, Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, and just in sports and also in film. I think there's a lot more Japanese American actors.
Yeah.
Which
Shogun was like the biggest show a few years ago. Yeah.
And so people like Anna Sawai.
Yes.
She's, I think, speaks English. I think she was born and raised in like English speaking country and then spoke Japanese throughout like her childhood.
She was in a J-pop group even. It's
yeah,
like super random.
K-pop, yeah. And now she's blowing up in the
world.
The US, in the world, yeah. And man, it's so great to see that. But I feel personally, I didn't really like want Japan to like blow up like all of a sudden. Like I wasn't like pushing Japan to blow up all of a sudden.
Were you gatekeeping? You're like, I wanted it myself.
I don't think the culture wise, I think I wasn't like, I don't really mind if it blew up or didn't blow up. I think the people who enjoy Japanese culture just enjoyed it. The people who loved anime, they just watched their anime. And now that that's blowing up, I think it's the perfect time to even push it harder to showcase what Japanese culture is. I think some people know a little bit, but I think this is like this is the right time to really push the beauty of Japanese
What's the term
culture.
for people who are fans of Japanese culture?
I was just gonna ask that. Are weebs annoying or endearing to you?
Oh, I love them.
Dude, this is the oh man, you're well media trained, huh?
I think they're
the best.
Dude, they're the people that started like this Japanese culture push in the US. If it wasn't for them, I don't think Japanese anime would have succeeded as much.
So weeaboo is fan of anime. Otaku is fan of Japanese culture as a whole, correct?
I think otaku is a Japanese word for someone like something very niche.
Okay,
I gotta double check, but like otaku is just like a general term, and then weeb is I think an American term, just given to.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's something like on Urban Dictionary or something.
Yeah.
Just like a term for someone who loves Japanese culture and anime. But shout out to them. They really push the Japanese culture.
Yeah. Since we're on that topic, do you have a favorite anime? Like that's one area of media that I'm very media literate about.
Man, this is gonna be embarrassing to say, and my high school friends they always give me shit for it, but I'm the only Japanese guy. Oh, I'm the only Japanese guy in the group that doesn't watch anime.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all my friends there is like Chinese guy, Brazilian, Chinese, Filipino. They're huge fans of anime.
Okay.
But me, I like kind of Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day.
Yeah.
And that was like my only like getting into anime, like Yu-Gi-Oh. But oh man, they always give me shit for like, man, you're like the guy who promotes Japan but never watches anime.
Professional distance. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I tried watching One Piece once, which is my wife loves One Piece.
It's huge.
A lot of episodes.
Too many. And I don't know. For me personally, it's just more of the visual aspect of anime. I don't like the animated style. I like more live action stuff.
Yeah.
But I do like Ghibli stuff. Ghibli.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
those are very beautiful.
Howl's Moving Castle. I like those, but. Yeah, if I had to say my favorite, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
What's your favorite?
Yeah,
Man, I mean...
Are you guys, like, weebs or...
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I count. I just watch a few animes.
I do.
Yeah.
I'll just name... The things that, like, made the deepest impression when I was growing up was Rurouni Kenshin. Like, when that came out, I was like, whoa. Yeah, and then... I don't think you can be a human being if you haven't cried watching Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, never heard of that.
Grave of the Fireflies is this very tragic film about I think it's like a boy like whose father was in the Japanese Navy during World War II, and basically him dealing with like the Tokyo fiber bombings and all that. Just like the tragedy of war and how, regardless of who did what, it was still like it was bad for everybody.
I see.
And it was very human story. All right, your turn. Where are your
currently, I'm on finishing Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Going through Haikyuu. A friend recommended the Solo Leveling.
Oh, wow, you're going deep on those.
I mean, that's it. And then I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z, I see.
Yu Yu Hakusho. What else?
Demon Slayer?
Oh, I've seen Demon Slayer like season 1.
I see.
Yeah, but dang, that's a little bit.
Oh,
I wouldn't consider myself a weeb at all, but hey,
what do you like about anime?
So I didn't grow up really watching much, but I realized that after a while, I kind of got bored of live action, and I appreciated the different storylines and the emotions that I was feeling watching anime.
Oh, that's what I hear a lot, the emotion.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's because, human emotion is amazing and dynamic and so vast. But something about you're like kind of speed ramping or speeding through certain you're able to craft this experience with anime that just brings out just a little more extreme, a little more potent human emotion.
I see.
And I appreciate that, I'm not trying to cry all the time. It's just, I don't know, there's some animation allows you to like create this visual of like triumph that real life live action could do, but it's gonna cost you a lot.
It takes time to build up to that point.
Yeah, exactly. Anime, right? Whereas in anime, I mean, it's also very difficult, but it feels like you can just get to it a little, like to a point, a little quicker.
Yeah, the world building and the storytelling.
I think it's so cool.
Yeah. I love how you're like, I've heard.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I hear a lot.
I've never talked about it, so I'm like happy to talk about it. I'm like, hell yeah.
Well, Jeff, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. We actually have a guest for you, and this is like a brand new collaboration we're doing for season 2.
Okay.
Mr. Han, if you will.
All right. So you were probably wondering what this yellow box
was. What is that yellow box?
And it's for you.
Ooh.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks to our sponsor, 1587 Sneakers.
Let's go. What style is this?
So
can I open it?
Yeah, please open it. This is our studio pair, so you'll get your special pair sent to you later on.
Okay.
But it's basically all white AP87s done in the local GODZ style. So these are exclusive to us. Yeah.
Exclusive to you guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you will get a special pair just for you, just for our local GODZ season 2 guests.
Amazing. Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is made in Italy.
Very fine materials, right? Asian American company, 1587 represents the first known year Asian Americans have been here. I think you have a relationship with 1587 too, right?
Sam and Adam.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
For sure. Folks, if you like what you see and you want to rock the same type of shoes that our local GODZ guests have, go to 1587sneakers.com and use the code GODZ, GODZ 20. Again, that's GODZ, GODZ 20 for 20% off on your own pair.
Nice.
So, pretty good deal to me.
That's sick. Wow, look at that. You did a little spot. That was tight.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wow.
We always like to end our episodes with 3 questions for our guests.
Yeah. So for season 2, we have like a fresh set.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I got to also remember them. But the first one is, who do you consider to be a local god? Like who's underrated? Who's someone we should know about?
Ooh. Let's see. That's a tough one. I feel like there's so many people. Ooh.
Or like a local legend. Maybe
local
that's
legend.
another. Yeah.
A lady named Michelle Hanabusa.
Oh yeah, Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle.
Okay.
Man, she's also Japanese American, Japanese Okinawan American. I think she's like 3rd or 4th generation, but she does so much good stuff with her brand Uprisers, social driven streetwear brand or community driven streetwear brand. But she's one of the first people when I came onto this like social creator scene, she really introduced me to a lot of people and showed me the way of how to kind of navigate certain things in this industry. And she's been a very close friend, and man, everything she does, it kind of empowers everyone around her. And so I'm always thankful for her to be in my life, and wish her like even more success. And she's already successful, but even more success for her.
For sure.
Wow. Damn. Okay. Solid. Second question. What's a favorite restaurant you have in the world?
In the world.
And what's your order
Dang.
when you get there?
Yeah.
Wow, world. Okay, I'll just shout out a ramen place for our locals here in LA.
Okay.
It's called Josui. Have you guys heard
No.
of Josui?
Oh, I want to go.
really? Yeah.
I want to try.
Okay.
It's on Lomita in South Bay in
Yeah,
Gardena area.
Yeah.
It's called Josui Ramen, and it supposedly comes from Japan. I think the owner opened up just one store in LA, and it's the closest ramen I could get to like what I would eat in Japan.
Whoa, that's high praise.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Josui.
J-U-S-U.
All right, we're going, bro. We're going there.
Josui.
Guess we're heading
we'll
to
be there,
Lomita.
dude.
As you go
Right.
with the Josui Ramen, that's like their main
okay.
ramen.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
And yeah, it's more. I think why I like it is because it's more fish based. Like I think it's bonito or some kind of fish base on top of
dashi,
like the
yeah.
usual ramen broth. So it's has a lot of depth and umami.
Okay.
And
We love
kind
the
of still
umami.
low key. Try not to blow it up because it's still fairly priced. Like it's
Okay.
not like $20. I'm like
Okay.
worth,
okay.
but I want people
Yeah.
to know about this place.
Yeah.
Very good.
Sick. Okay. And do you have a favorite album, like a all-time album that you just go back to all the time?
For music.
Music. Yes.
Oh, music. I've been listening to a lot of new Jibbies.
Oh, classic.
Ooh,
Yes.
Feather.
My
Love
favorite-
Sick
my
Part
favorite.
Oh,
2.
Love Sick Part 2. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we know about it.
Thanks for shouting that one out.
Aurorian Dance.
Oh, yeah, that Orient dance.
Love it.
The Love Sick Part 2, that's my favorite. And I started getting into vinyl stuff. So I bought, I think I actually bought the Aurorian Dance vinyl.
Cool.
And that's been one of
So
my
cool.
low-key, like, Saturday mornings, just put on vinyl and drink my coffee or tea. And, yeah, it's kind of a low-key vibe, lo-fi
Lo-fi
vibe.
Love
life.
it.
Yeah,
Nice.
Love
but with the little hip-hop vibes and
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
So
Yeah.
you pronounce his name Nujabiz or Nujabiz?
I think Nujibes.
Nujabiz.
Nujabes, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the go-to these days.
Awesome. Well, for people that don't already follow you or know you online, how can people find your content, your stuff online?
So you can find me everywhere at Jeff Yamazaki, JEFFYAMAZAKI. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. Started long format YouTube this year, so pushing that hard. But yeah, those three main. You can guys find me there.
Awesome. Well, if you like Local Gods, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube, on Instagram.
Everywhere.
What else are we on? We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts.
Leave
Apple Podcast for sure.
Leave a review.
Yes, please leave a review.
5-star review.
That's important.
5-star.
Yeah.
That's important.
But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace.